right, folks, good morning. Another Thursday here. Welcome, and we say Ramadan Kareem. Today, Nigeria, the twisted search for countryhood. The late General Agoye Ironsi may have been the author of the vexatious Decree number 34, promulgated on May 24, 1966. But General Yakubu Gowon's decrees 14 and 8 of August 31, 1966 buried the regions, split the country into states, and invoked a unitary system of governance at the center from then until now. That decree number 8 has not been repealed to the best of our knowledge. And so the 1963 Republican Constitution, which granted a measure of autonomy to the regions then, has never been broached. And so after needless 10 national conferences with trillions of naira down the drain, we remain lamentably a listless country in search of a countryhood, a listless entity in search of a countryhood. That will form the thrust of the discussion this morning. Let's make to meet and greet our guests. Hassan Abdulaziz Sani is a communication professional and an opinion molder. I greet you.
Good morning, Mr. Citizen, and good morning, Nigerians.
All right, we have a journalist and Deputy Provost, Nigerian Institute of Journalism, Dr. Jide Johnson here. I greet you, sir.
Good morning, and good morning to our viewers all over the world, and Ramadan Kareem to our Muslim brothers.
And of course, barrister at law and second vice president, Nigerian Bar Association, Monday Onyekachi Ubani, has joined us. I greet you, sir.
Yeah, comrade, my pleasure to be here this morning.
Gentlemen, the twisted search for countryhood. I'm sure none of us is happy about where we are 58 years after. Sani?
It depends on the semantics. It's a matter of semantics. When you say none of us is happy of where we are, because I'm an unapologetic a believer in national unity, and I hold it to the best of my ability based on my belief in the unity or the sanctity of the unity of Nigeria. So it's very easy for people to say it. People are entitled to their opinions. There's no way you can stop it. All the agitation are there. People that came up after the Republican colonial laws so far, the constitutional conferences, and post-colonial era of Tafawa Balewa, Agoye Ironsi, and Yakubu Gowon, they have their reasons for whatsoever for promulgating a decree. And wherever there is a decree promulgated, it supersedes the Constitution. So when we are saying that it has not been changed, it has been changed. And they did it for national unity.
What has been changed?
The structure from the regional system to unitary system to the federal system. Because all these were product of decrees. And wherever decree collude with the Constitution, decree prevails.
The Constitution is not superior?
Decree prevails under military regime.
I agree, because the Constitution is suspended. But that's,
under military regime, decree supersedes and it prevails.
we are not talking military here. But that's your opening salvo. Mr. Ubani, 3 days or so ago, Ndibo held a conference in Anambra State, and amongst other things, it said they would prefer a 6-year single tenure for the president and 5 vice presidents based on the geopolitical zones, more states for the region, and an abrogation of the local governments. Are these visible? Or are they feasible?
Well, I don't know what you mean by whether anything in life is visible if you want to pursue it with a purpose and you have a mindset to actually accomplish it.
Let me hit the nail on the head. Is it possible to create states now, and for that matter?
Under the present structure, that's not what we're asking for. under the present structure, when Nigerians are talking about restructuring, which almost everyone that is sensible now, which everyone that is his mind has been restructured in the first place, is looking at the structure of Nigeria and discover that it's so much defects in the system. That is issue of creation of state, issue, the raising of 6-year tenure and all that. Those ones are, things that will come after you have actually restructured Nigeria properly. So to me, that shouldn't be even in the forefront. Nigeria is not working. If anyone tells you Nigeria is working, it's only working for a few people, and that is the reality. I am an active participant in the politics and economy of this nation. Everywhere you go, the reality that stares you in the face today is that this country is not working. And it's not working because of the structure. Nigeria needs to be onboarded. If you want this country to be efficient, if you want an effective governance, if you want governance that will affect the majority of Nigeria, if you want a situation where people will feel belonged in this polity, the reality is staring all of us in the face. And I'm very happy that almost all the tribes, very knowledgeable tribe, members of the tribe in this country have come to that realization. From the northern elite, they're saying it now, even from the younger ones. From the southwest, they're saying it. In the southeast, all the minority, they have come to realization that Nigeria is not working. And that is one thing that has kept Nigeria in abeyance. And that is the structure. Unless you unbundle this country, in 200 years' time, no matter who aspires and become the president of this country, he goes there, he messes up the entire system. So I think by the time we go into this discussion, I will fully, say my mind concerning unbundling this country and running an efficient country.
Jide, the Yoruba country, your Yoruba country, if you permit that.
Nigeria. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, says restructure the country. Restructure the country. But are we talking about an existing structure or a refurbishment?
Now, what we have been doing in the past has always been a refurbishment. And to take it from where Barrister Oyekachi stopped, no matter how many attempts you make to make an imperfect structure look perfect, until you go to address the structural problem, the building will still have its defects. The building will still have its defects. So we can liken a nation to a building. Even the constitution you are talking about is not a constitution. It is not we, the Nigerian people. Somebody sat somewhere. The 1999 constitution is a decree. Is it not a decree?
It is.
It's a decree that brought about what we call the constitution. So fundamental.
But the soldiers didn't write the words. They got Nigerians.
Soldiers were behind the scene
while
directing the affairs. I have told us over time that the 1999 constitution, in actual sense, was a product of the 1995 Constituent Assembly that was designed to perpetuate Abacha's hold on power. So that, because Abacha died, the report was already put together by Abdul Salam so that we can have a transition to democracy. So there is a structural defect. When Nigeria operates on paper, federalism, but in practice we operate unitary system of government. Let me take it a bit further. Even look at, you can't have democracy without a viable party system. You can't. Now, if you look at the party system structure that we have, if someone wants to become the governor of a state, if someone wants to go to the House of Assembly, it is somebody in Abuja. You could see why we are having crisis concerning primaries, because somebody can sit in Abuja and pass an instruction, and that instruction will dovetail. In democracy, you derive power from the constituent unit, not from the center. In federalism, you derive power from the constituent unit and not from the center. However, the way our polity is structured, the way the party is structured, the way governance is structured, everybody derives power from the center. And it's an abnormality. And until you deal with the problem, which is the foundation, if the foundation is not taken care of, the building will collapse. It's just a matter of time. You have seen that it doesn't matter whether the president is from your village. I've asked this question, that 8 years Obasanjo was the president. He was a military president. I'm a Yoruba man. Of what good has it been to me? For in this present democratic experience, Katsina State have been fortunate to have 2 presidents from Katsina. You need to go to Katsina and look at the poverty that is staring them in the face.
That's correct.
Bayelsa State had a president for more than 5 years. What has it done to the fortune? So it doesn't matter where the president comes from. His policies will affect all of us as Nigerians. That's why when you introduce me as a human, I said, first, until we see ourselves first and foremost as a Nigerian. An American will not tell himself, I'm a New Yorker, I'm a Californian, I'm from Montana. He will first and foremost tell you that what? He's an American.
But you still have forms that require, till tomorrow, that require you state your name, your state, your religion, your tribe, and so on.
I've told you, you, barrister, and probably Azan, you people.
Me I not be barrister.
And you know, you and barrister. You know what? You are giving back to when Nigeria was 3 regions. From 3 regions, we moved to 4 regions. From 4 regions, we moved to 12 states. From 12 states, we moved to 19.
To 36,
19 to 21, 21 to 36. You, in your lifetime, Nigeria has divided you across many things. You are once a Easterner. From Easterner, now you are South-South. From South-South, you are now in Akwa Ibom.
Where the
Who do you know whether you
Southeastern?
be in another state or one other state tomorrow?
Hassan, according to the former speaker, now governor of Sokoto State, I'm talking about Aminu Tambuwal, the 19 northern states are all for the proposed restructuring of the country, but Borno governor Kashim Shettima dismisses the clamor.
Yeah, it's about personal opinions. You can see. Governor of Sokoto State saying something, Borno is saying another thing. Look, let us be frank with ourselves. The problem of Nigeria is a problem of individualism, personal interest, and we now camouflage personal interest to look like national interest, or to look like a regional interest, or to suit some people. They succeeded in poisoning our minds. They succeeded in boxing us to the corner to the extent that you feel safe if your brother or whatsoever from your region or your tribeman, you belong to the religious, leaning or what have you, is at the helm of affairs. Even if that man is stealing, you don't care because of that sentiment that was planted in your psychology. And we need to make sure we depart from that as a nation.
Good. Hassan, I started from the top in a manner of speaking.
Yeah.
I talked about the decrees. The unitary system was not there before the coup. Each region, the center was a weak center. Each region, north, east, and west, and midwest, all control their resources. That's what I'm saying.
But do you know what's happening? Look, whether you like it or not, all this clamoring for regional system is a result of lack of qualitative leadership. You understand?
No, I hope you are not deliberately twisting my point.
I'm not twisting.
I'm saying the unitary system, which Jide talked about.
Yeah.
You want anything, you go to Abuja. It was not so before. That's what I'm saying.
No, the issue is this. It depends on how you look at it. Even when you have the regional system, somebody is at the center, right? What we are enjoying now, what we enjoyed before, and is lacking now, is the tolerance of leadership. You understand? Is the tolerance at the center. At that particular point in time, the center is not weak as such, but is tolerant to allow everybody to develop
which is saying
based on the structure on the ground.
Hassan, what I'm saying is Chief Obafemi Awolowo didn't need a special permission from the late Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, to build a stadium, build a radio and TV studio, and all that, because he controlled his resources.
Thank you very much.
That's what I'm saying.
Do Lagos State government,
something we are clamoring for all over again.
Mr. Citizen, do Lagos State government needs federal approvals to construct a stadium? The answer is no. It's specified in the Constitution. For you, look, there are certain powers that are domiciled with the states. There are certain powers that are domiciled with the federal government. You have exclusive list. You have concurrent list. You have the other one. There are three.
Residual.
Residual.
Yeah.
You understand? All these ones, powers were specified according to the Constitution. What you are seeing now is the quality of leadership. If the leadership is sincere, I've been saying it not once, not twice.
No. Ubani, sorry, I'm not deliberately cutting you short. Ubani, when you say restructure, what do you mean? For the man on the street.
Yeah, it's very important to understand it. I will be specific with a 1963 Constitution, which you have mentioned. If you want to operate what we call proper federalism, the power that is given to the center actually derives from the grassroots. It is the grassroots that aggregate power and then now give power, a bit of power to the federal in certain areas, but they control most of the powers because everyone comes from a local government. Even the current president is from a local government, he's from a state. And so much of the governance revolves around, the grassroots, where everyone feels he belongs. And so you don't require any approval for you to know the number or the requirement of your power, your sector, the energy requirement in your state. You can generate it, you can transmit it and distribute. You don't require any approval. No federal government will ask you before you construct any road within your vicinity, you have to take approval. Now, in unbundling and running a proper federal system of government is that virtually everything is centered along the federating unit. You leave a lot of it, there. It's only few things you transfer to the federal. And then you control your resources and pay certain percentage. So you have more money. You have more things you deal with, at the grassroots level that involves everyone, sir. It's only few people you send to the federal. You have few things for them, maybe the army, maybe the issue of currency and all that. But
for foreign relations.
It's beautiful, but virtually everything is being controlled by the federating unit. We're talking about devolution of power. And whatever power is given to the federal is what is given from the grassroots. Not the other way around. What we're running is that power is given from the federal to the federating units. You collect all the money, you ask them to come every month to come and, from the states. Whereas what should have happened is that the federating unit will collect the money and pay a certain percentage. That is a proper run, if you call this in. And for us as a nation, sir, why Nigeria cannot make any progress until we actually talk about the structure is because we are multi-ethnic country, we are multi-religious country, we are multicultural. And in all this multi, you cannot run that kind of a country in a unitary system. If you do, it becomes failure stares you in the face,
After all, America shows
evidence. And so what we're saying is that what happened between 1960 to 1966? Nigeria was growing at the fastest rate. I'm talking about all the regions, sir. The eastern region, the northern region, the western region, they were all growing at a very fast pace with the constitution we operated. That there was even a constitution for the regions. They were controlling their resources and they were paying certain percentage. There was a proper devolution of federal, power to the federating units. And you see the kind of development that took place. You mentioned it within that specified number of years. The western, region, around almost all the region. The east, the northern region, even sir.
We're playing catch up.
Beautiful, sir. So let me tell you this. Even now, because when you talk about restructuring, there are some northern elites that feel this thing is probably a gang up against them. Let me tell you what the northern region, what they have. They have large expanse of land. So when you talk about agriculture, they can excel more than any region. So we are talking about even verifiable solid mineral resources. They have large deposits in the northern region, sir. We're talking about even labor.
Even while illegal mining is going on.
Sir, we're talking about labor. They have large number of youth that want to work. But there is no proper.
But he has a point when he says leadership is the problem.
I'm coming, sir. You don't talk about leadership in absentia. If the structure, I'm telling you, all these boys who are running around now, not too young to run. Let them hand over Aso Rock to them tomorrow. They will mess up even more than Baba that is there. So I'm telling you that we need to sit down. I'm not in any mood again to canvass for any candidate. If you are going to run for the presidency of this country, there must be an affidavit you will swear that immediately I get there, I will restructure this country.
If the country is not restructured, if anyone is voting for any person in 2019 without Nigeria being restructured, that person will make a mess of the entire system. Whether Baba continues or whoever is coming there, the reality today is that Nigeria requires restructuring. And that is the first thing we need to do in order to get this country running.
Jide, there's this seething mutual distrust and mistrust and suspicion.
Citizen, you see, because we have to deal with this problem. If you don't deal with it, structure destroy culture. Structure destroy culture. You see, for example, why should somebody working in the civil service in Ekiti State collect the same salary with somebody working in civil service in Lagos State? Why? Why should we have a national minimum wage? It's as a result of the improper structure that we have when it comes to public governance, when it comes to public administration. Because each state ought to determine the minimum wage of its workers based on, because the house rent in Ekiti State cannot be compared with the house rent
in Lagos,
in Lagos State. And these are some of the things that are creating problem for us. Look, we said there was high expectation and hope with the coming of this present administration.
Exactly.
What's the difference between this administration and previous administration? It is because of the structure we have in place. That structure incapacitates
the current president inherited.
That we have. The other ones inherited. I told you that the structure you have is a product of a decree.
Yeah.
Was a product of a decree put in place by Abdul Salam. And they inserted a clause that we, the people of Nigeria, put in. You know, in America, every state has its own constitution.
Yeah.
Every state has its own flag. Every state has its own structure of governance. Now, if you want
its own Supreme Court and so on and so on.
Exactly, his own Senate and the rest of it. And that's what we are talking about. At the regional level, when you bring power back to the people, you know the unfortunate thing with Babangida's democracy was, and at the final stage, when he was, when he was doing his man, at the final stage with option 8-4, it was about getting it, bringing power to the people. You know, you can never become anything except you have
the people behind
support from your locality, right? From your ward. All these people that are parading themselves as superstars, I want to become president, you first and foremost test your popularity from your ward to your local government, from your local government to your state, and if you fail, and to the federal. That's why it's called option A4. Because there are 4 levels that will be tested for leadership. If you can't win, if you can't convince people in your locality, they say charity begins at home. How would you go to your local government, to the state, to the federal? That's what is the option A4.
Actually, there were 7 options, but Humphrey
Humphrey went for option A4.
Yeah, because his Oga, Emeawa, told him A4 is the best.
And it produced the most freest and most judge credible election that we have had.
The rest is history. Hassan, General Abacha, bless his soul, split the country into 6 geopolitical zones. We thought it was a plus.
It's a plus depending on the angle you belong to. And this issue of restructuring, at times I look at the people postulating it, and this restructuring meant different things to different people. If you call people clamoring
but pointedly, what does it mean to you?
Thank you. Restructuring to me means restructuring, positive restructuring of mind. Let us have it in our mind that we are going to do the best, we are going to deliver the goods, we are going to govern people very well. Let us be sincere. Let us have sincerity of purpose. All these people are talking about, if you like today, divide Nigeria into rooms. A bad leader will surface. And how are you sure there will be no restructuring within restructuring? All this gamut we are talking about now, we want to go back to the region. Even the region is not a creation of anybody.
No, nobody says go back to region. We are saying, Hassan, and the history is there.
What people don't understand is this.
Just a minute.
Let me say it.
Yeah, okay.
What people don't understand is this. Some people in their own devolution of power is that, look.
So you don't think the structure has to be, what we have now should be demolished and erect a new structure?
What will happen is this. Let us maintain this one with sincerity of purpose. Everybody will get belonged.
So that anybody who lacks money must come to you at the center.
If the center is sincere, everybody will be treated fairly.
But we're saying we were not. Look, Hassan, our former North used to boast its pyramids of groundnuts.
Yes.
East, palm oil. West, cocoa, and yes. Midwest, rubber and all that. These things are no longer there.
Look, that one has to do with the advent of crude oil in our economy. And when people came, they now saw that, look, this is much more cheaper means of earning money. People abandoned whatsoever. And here we are today. You understand? The issue is this. The farmers are still very much on the ground. You understand? You need a leadership to encourage you. It's about governance. Don't think federal government can create employment for everybody, no. Don't think state government can create employment for everybody, no. Don't think local government can do so, no. Their own is to create an enabling environment for people to employ people. You understand? That is what is really happening. People don't understand the dynamism of economics.
Yeah, Ubani said.
They don't understand.
Hassan, Ubani said something, just a minute. Ubani said something like, your state, for instance, needs electricity, as if mine does not. Must your state take permission from the center to generate electricity? That's what we are saying. Talking about the structure, because you cannot, by law, generate electricity.
This has to do, no, you can generate electricity. Even yesterday, I listened, was it yesterday or the before yesterday, on channel television. State can generate light.
No, you supply it to the national grid.
You supply to the national grid.
Why?
But look, there is this independent power NIPP in Lagos State, or Lagos Island. You understand? That supplies the island, this banking sector area in Lagos. Look, when we begin to look at it, let people begin to look at themselves. When federal government gives money to the states, what will the state government deal with the money?
Oh, I agree.
Ask them.
But do you know
what will the state government
Hassan deal on the exclusive list?
The revenue.
Take this. Add this to what you already know. There are 66 items on the exclusive list.
Yes.
The concurrent has a little under 33 or so.
Residual.
Residual about 60.
There are some that are joint.
Please, let me go to Jos. A viewer is waiting. Peter, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Thank you, and good morning to your guest. I'm Richard Imam.
Oh, Richard, welcome. Welcome, sir.
Not Richard, Ishaq Imam.
Isaac, I'm sorry.
I think I have said in this program, even in this program several times, that we need what power devolution. I think Mr. Hassan is missing the point. Nigeria can never develop if states keep on going cap in hand to the federal government to collect allocation. We need a kind of a power devolution where states will be given power, like to generate electricity, power to generate revenue and be able to do some certain things. Why would federal government be taking 51% of the allocation of the country, and the state and local government be taking the 40%? I think what we need, we even need to certain level resource control, so that we'll be able to tap no state that is not blessed in this country, so that states will be able to tap what natural resources that are endowed in their vicinity.
Yeah.
We need all Nigerians should support the issue of the resource control, devolution of power, so that the center will be made unattractive.
Thank you very kindly. Before we go on the break, quickly.
The issue is this. When people are talking of revenue from the federal government, the state, remember, state government, they have this IGR, in which federal government has no control over
No, but you generate that. It has nothing to do with the federal government.
The issue is this. When people are saying states are dependent on federal, what of the IGR generated by each state? without the input of federal government.
Hassan.
Look, Lagos state government generates much more IGR than any state in Nigeria.
We must go on.
And you can see the development all over.
Yeah, we must go on this break and return. Please don't lose it. The subject matter remains what you already know. Nigeria, the twisted search for countryhood. We'll be back. All right, then, welcome back. Nigeria, the twisted search for countryhood. In a matter of 2-3 months or so, will be 58 years as a country, as a people, yet our country is not perhaps what we hoped for at independence. And I still have the gentlemen, Hassan Abdulaziz, Jide Johnson, and Monday Ubani. Hassan, still with you. However, please, you may call. Feel free to call in. However sincere the president might be, let me share this with the viewer. If the vehicle he's driving is one he inherited, there's nothing he could possibly do to, to affect the driving style, because he inherited a particular
they promised to change the structure. The APC ran on the platform of restructuring. That was the platform.
Oh, okay.
So it's not the function of the president.
Hassan.
It's very easy for us to say it here. There was an adage that says, it's very easy for you to be chairgiver, a cheerful giver, when you have nothing to give, when you have nothing to offer. And it's very easy for you to be brave when danger is far away from you. You see, it is high time we begin to look at the leadership.
All right.
When you look at the leadership, forget about the structure. A leadership drives the structure.
The leader won't get into a structure to assume office.
The leader
Yeah.
drives the structure. Not the structure drives the leader.
No. The leader does not stand on bare ground. He stands on a podium. It's the podium we're looking at. But let me take Yakub. He's here in Lagos. Welcome.
Hello, citizen.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Good morning, Ola.
Yep.
Mr. Ubani, good morning.
Morning,
and
sir.
then Mr. Elijah Hassan, good morning.
Good morning,
and then I forgot my
Jide
friend.
Johnson.
Yeah, Mr. DJ Johnson. Good morning, sir. I greet all of you. You have made a point this morning. But let me start by saying that for the first time, I disagree with my friend, Mr. Elijah Hassan. You see, no matter how good leader you have, if the structure in the place is not good, there's no how that leader can work. If he like, go and bring Obama of this world to this country, he's going to fail. You know why? Let me give you a clear example here. A station whereby Lagos State plans to generate light by themselves, power. And then if you make sure you generate, like maybe you generate 10,000 megawatts, you have to submit that 10,000 megawatts to grid, to the Nigerian grid, before you can transmit it to your citizens in Lagos. You see, if we don't restructure this country, citizens don't, I can tell you, it is unfortunately that we will find ourselves in this kind of station for a long time. But I will applaud Mr. President. God willing, if he come back, it should be the priority, the first thing that they will do to restructure this country, especially whereby your House of Assembly will take much money.
Yeah.
Like that. We don't even need two assemblies. A lot of things. We need to put
okay.
a lot of things in place.
Yeah.
If you continue to say it from now, till tomorrow we continue to say it. The only thing is that we should put it into practice.
Yakub, thank you. Hassan, that's the crux of the matter. Ubane.
You want me to
The modus.
Yeah.
The modus.
Well,
Hassan does not dismiss restructuring. For him, it is how.
Yeah, well, we have tried as much as possible to explain it to him. You know, you look at other countries, you know, they have the same similar characteristics like us and all that, and what they're operating. What they're operating is a proper federal system of government, and they have done so well. And I also have even pointed out to him that from 1963 to 1966, that is a period of only 3 years, when we had a proper federalism in operation. We saw the large number of development that took place. The development was unprecedented. Within that short period of time where you intended to do the right thing, until the military now came in and then revised the entire order, and we have remained with that structure. The unitary system of government. What is the business of the federal government with farming? With having farming? They have no business. You know why? Because you are taking almost 52% of the allocation, because you need to service all those bureaucracy that's not supposed to be there. Whereas if you have given more to the state and to the local government, and then concentrate all those things that is supposed to be done at the federal to them, you find out that everyone will pay attention. You know why people are not paying attention to the oil money that you mentioned? Off camera we were talking about, why is it that in South they are not, the money that is being given to them? Because they still feel that money is coming from federal. So they don't feel concerned about it. So everything, yes. So when we begin to pay attention to what governance, even at the state level, at the local government, where we begin to generate this money and use them there. But at the moment it comes from federal, you still feel it's federal money. It's their federal money.
All right. Super K is waiting patiently in London. Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Super K, calling from London.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, and thank you for this topic today. First of all, I want to praise my brother, Mr. Ubani, for that narrative that every future leader should sign an affidavit.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that, they should sign affidavit with time frame, that within 6 months of these 4 years, I'm going to do this. And if I do not do this, please, appraise me and vote me out. And
Yeah.
I want to say to my brother, Alaji in the middle,
Hassan.
please, restructuring is the way forward. There is this narrative now that people from the north are afraid of restructuring. I don't know why. We need to stem that narrative and correct the impression. It is serious. We are here, we are watching, listening to this program every morning in London, and everybody in here just asks the same question. Why is it that people from the north are afraid of restructuring?
Is that the word? No. Super K, that information may not be totally correct.
It's not people from the north.
Not.
Impression.
Yeah. It's a wrong. But thank you for your contribution. Hassan had told you, Super K, that what we need to restructure is the mind.
Mr. Super K, please, that insinuation that North is afraid of restructuring is a misplaced priority, and it's a falsehood.
Straighten it.
What is very clear here, look, I'm not holding brief for either Northern Nigeria or anybody. I'm holding brief for myself, and I'm responsible for my actions as a Nigerian. I've been around for many years now. The problem we're having in Nigeria is the problem of leadership. And the problem we're having today in Nigeria is that people make a lot of noise just to be heard. Ask them, how do you want it to be done? Do you have any plan on the ground to drive this issue? No. Why you are talking about this? All the federal structure will collapse to the states. And the same people that are destroying the federal system will now come to the state and wreak the same havoc. That's what we are seeing. And let me further buttress my point here.
Yeah,
how many state governors are performing?
Hassan, except that we have a viewer. You have inspired a number of them or provoked them. Okorafo is here from Arochukwu. I greet you, sir.
Good morning, Sir Jones.
Yeah.
Good morning, our guests in the studio. Good morning. Honestly speaking, let's ask ourselves or tell ourselves the gospel truth. Who and who are ready to die for Nigeria as a country? Like Americans, who are ready to die for their country at any time, at any point in time. Nigeria should come out with a law that anywhere you are and you have spent at least 6 to 10 years, you automatically are an indigenous of that place. All right, in that place, you deserve it. No more quota, no more disadvantages, no more this is our turn. Now, when we talk about IGR, every time everybody wants to do farming, wants to farm what? Why not go to the national so that is in your own state of origin and look for the one you have in your state that you have a comparative advantage? This will help us. All this is everybody depending on federal oil from Olobrive. At the end of the day, well, I pray this oil will not end.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a blessed day in Lagos.
Jide, citizenship, settlership, indigenship are still...
Until we resolve that issue, we've had a program on that.
So how do you do that?
You are a citizen of a country, so we've got to take away the issue of indigenship. If I give birth to another child in the United States of America, that child will become an American from the state. If you give birth to a child in Kano or Kaduna, that child cannot, even in Nigeria, cannot. Until we resolve, nationhood start first and foremost.
I was born in Lagos, so I cannot claim Lagos.
You can't. I remember while I was taking the national ID card, I just did it recently. And I told the guy I'm from Lagos State. And he said, am I sure that I said, am I sure? I'm from Lagos State. He said, I have to bring something to show that I am from... And then I asked him this question. Who is from anywhere in this country? Every one of us are migrant. At one point or the other, you move from one place to the other.
Yeah.
Are you getting? Yeah. There was no nation like Nigeria before until 1914. And we became an independence in 1960. So until we resolve that issue of that you are first and foremost a Nigerian.
A citizen of Nigeria.
Not a Yoruba man.
Yeah.
Because my opening thesis is this. In what way has Obasanjo helped me as a Yoruba man?
All right.
In what way has Yar'Adua or PNB
all right. Okay.
Poverty is still there.
Let me... Poverty had always been here.
So that's
He's not a citizen of any state or indigenous of any local government.
So, no, don't give me the impression poverty just came.
No, I'm just saying that.
Okay. Joseph is in Warri. Welcome, Joseph.
Yes, good morning, sir.
I greet you, sir.
I greet everybody there, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Sir, nothing like restructure. We don't need anything like restructure because Jonathan is from Niger Delta. He's there before. He didn't do anything like restructure. Now, in Niger Delta, we have Ministry of NDDC. We have 13% derivation. Those people have not used the money to do anything. They are eating the money. So if we want the country to go forward, anybody that wants to rule this country, their children will be schooling in Nigeria. It's not private school. They will go to government school. The hospital their children and themselves will be going with the hospital, government hospital. Then the country will be okay. All these people we are having talking about restructure, all this, they are fake. They are fake. So that time is there. Why can't they restructure the country then? Now when Buhari is coming and they are talking about restructure, we don't need anything like restructure. EK class that is fighting restructure today. It's not with Jonathan. We don't need restructure. So we need a good leader. We need a good leader that can lead us forward. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, Ubani.
Yeah, as I said earlier, a lot of people require a lot of education and we have to do it very patiently. But my happiness and joy is that large percentage of Nigerians have actually come to the conclusion that there is no way you can try something for how many years and you get the same result and you want to continue with it. It's sheer madness. We have tried issue of good leadership, and all that, and we have found out that it's not working out. So you made a mention of a particular platform. I'm a very good, leader. I prepared for my speech, and I have to stand on a platform in order to deliver that wonderful speech. All of a sudden, I stand on that platform. The thing collapses. It keeps in. Make a mess of the entire thing. That is actually what is happening in Nigeria. Even if you get the Showeres of this world, even if you get the Kuti, the young man that is, Fela, that is all of them now.
Or the Mo
Alu, and give hand over Mo Alu tomorrow to Nigeria, and Nigeria over to him, he's going to be a total mess because the structure.
Because of the platform.
The platform is going to collapse.
All right then, Gerald is in Abuja. I welcome you.
Good morning, the only citizen.
I greet you, sir.
Much love to all your panelists there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me start by disagreement. We're always disagreeing in Nigeria, aren't we?
Well,
Let me disagree, with my learned brother, forgotten his name for the moment.
Ubani.
Obani, my wonderful brother. Great job you are doing for Nigeria. But let me state for the record, this popular narrative that Nigeria is one unique, different country that, only God can rule us is a lie. It is based on the fact that we have, in most recent history, from the military era, we have had the wrong persons ruling us. Mention one person but this president that has not been committed to primitive accumulation and amassing of wealth. None, with little exception for this present, president. So please, if you have one who is in love with packing money and becoming lord of the manor, don't use him to tell me that Nigeria is so unique. It is not. It is also not true that unless we restructure, then if you bring Jesus Christ, Nigeria will never allow him to rule well. It is not true. Gentlemen, everything rises and falls on leadership. But make no mistake about it, Nigerians like one-liner. Oh yes, we like the bandwagon. Once this one is raining, everybody jumps on it. What do I mean? Unless restructuring, Armageddon will come. And yes, Lagos State has been working without restructuring since they returned to democratic rule. Look, the truth is staring us in the face, and we are making just popular arguments, following popular narratives.
Okay.
I traveled recently. Let me end on that, please. I'm ending on that. I traveled recently to the east. The road has been messed up since 1999, and the Igbo elite has always supported PDP. My brother is a PDP supporter. I sponsored him all the way. It is only in Lokoja that Sukuk, Buhari in 3 years is repairing road. In Enugu, Buhari is repairing road. In Oka, is repairing road. Has there been restructuring for those roads to be done? PDP could not fix Igbo road for 16 years, and yet Igbo elite are shouting restructuring.
Okay.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
All right.
Is the way.
Gerald, many thanks.
You see, what some people come to do is to come and play politics. Oh, to support Buhari. No, we are not here to do all that. If there are people that supported Buhari, my reputation and name and all that. Are you following me for issue of Buhari? I did. So it's not issue of Buhari. It's not issue of PDP. It's the issue of the sake of our children, for the sake of this country. And the reality, sir, issue of doing road, Lagos State. Do you know that if Lagos State, Nigeria is restructured, Lagos State will not be where we are today? There are many hinterland roads that are not done in Lagos. My own estate, many things that are about Lagos. Lagos is not about doing Agege Motor Road and all that. I'm talking about a country that all of us will feel, happy about. Are you following me? And I feel that the only way, and the truth is, and I'm not playing politics about it. If you like, bring any person. Buhari come 100 times and all that. He has next 4 years, because I'm not seeing any opposition that will actually, oust him. But for the next 4 years also, Nigeria will be crying. You know why they will be crying? If this man has made up his mind that he's not going to tinker with the structure of Nigeria, in 4 years' time, we may even be in a worse situation.
Okay.
I'm a supporter of the government.
So the debate will continue if we really need national conferences, Samson is in Warri. I welcome you, Samson.
Good morning to the media.
Yeah.
And good morning, guests.
They greet you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir. This thing is just about the solution to the problem in this country is not only about restructuring. Number one, let us get ourselves right, John. Who are we? That's the first one. Let me tell you, Elijah Azan can testify today. I watched a TV program when one Alpha was telling me that politicians swearing with Quran, it is forbidden. That Quran don't want it. Allah don't want it. The same thing in the Bible. Don't call my name again. See, all of us have a title. Yoruba man gets some go. Understand? In Anambra here we have Okija. If you don't in your place, I don't want to mention it. Let everybody swear.
Mention Akwa Ibom.
7 days. The results start coming up. If you structure this country from, let me give you a very good example. Let data here. You have 30% derivative. You collect the best allocation, best bailout. Come to my state, come to Efu, come to anywhere, come to Sapele, you will cry for us. I think we are not part of Nigeria. So let them swear this analysis. That's the only way we can go. If not, let anybody come around this country. If you don't, good morning.
Jide, let's start. Let's begin to take it home. Yeah.
I went with this. Jesus Christ died more than 2,000 years ago. The faith he established is still growing. Why? Because there was a structure. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam died about 2,000 years ago. Islamic faith is still going. Why? It's about structure. It's not about person. I have said it over and over time. In Nigeria, we believe in personality. Personality will not solve the problem. Structure does not know face. Once it is there, it is there. It's a principle. Principles are laws. Whether you are rich, look, if you bring Buhari to a first floor, third floor, and you bring Donald Trump, if they jump, they are coming down. Why? The law of gravity has no respect for faces. In Nigeria, we believe in personalities to solve our problem. Until we deal with the foundational problem of this country, we can't. If you are still talking about Lagos, can you compare Lagos with New York? Can you compare Lagos with Cape Town? We are still talking about the ABC of governance. Is this where we should be? Are you getting my point? So we need...
Not like this, you go
exactly. We need to deal with this issue. The political elites, once they've been deceiving us, once they are outside, they talk about restructuring. But everybody in Nigeria has come to the realization that we must. Because whether PDP or APC, it's not the issue. The issue is what is the opportunities that are there for our children after now? What are the opportunities that will be there for them after now?
All right. I hear my brother has called. I'm happy. This is the first call from Akwa Ibom in a long time. Cletus, welcome. How are you? Idem-fo.
Unfortunately, I don't understand the language.
All right.
When I hear Cletus, I said that must be an Igbo man in the Akwa Ibom.
No,
You will have said Soso now.
I'm from Cross River. I'm from Cross River.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
My brother, the moderator, it's like you're not giving enough time to other participants to talk. They are concentrating with the man on the center too much. Allow other persons to contribute.
Your opinion,
Yeah,
Cletus.
my opinion. Then secondly, the issue of restructuring. Let me give you this analogy. A father that has 3 children. One of them is doing so well. The other 2, from his observation, are not doing well. He now asks the one that is doing well, bring all your resources to me. And now decide for the man doing very well that you must have only 2 children. The other one that's not doing well, you can have 4. The other one you can have 5. And now you start sharing the resources of the one doing very well to 2 other brothers. How will that family grow? Who will be happy with it? It remains that in our elementary economy, we talk of comparative advantage. If Nigeria wants to grow as a country, I remember in secondary school, the people came from Maduguri to do youth corps in my village in Ogoja. Now how many of Ogoja people are ready to go to Maduguri to serve youth corps? We need to go back to the drawing board. Restructuring is the only way that will help this country to go forward.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's take it home. Yeah, Hassan.
Please, it is high time we concentrate our energy on leadership, qualitative leadership. Forget about all these distractions. I consider calling, restructuring goes by different names. Some devolution of power, some iPod, some this, some that. The most important thing is leadership. Get the leadership in congenial with the political economy. Selfless leadership. Buhari came in as a selfless leader. We can see the attack all over. Even this issue of restructuring people are talking about, mostly people that are talking about restructuring today are from the opposition party, people that lost out. It's a very clear issue. You understand? People lost out, and some people are frustrated. Do you know the frustration? They cannot get to the center. Let us have it here. They wanted the leadership of power in their bedroom, and not for the common good.
So for you,
for their own selfish
put
and
simply,
interest.
it is not as restructuring, but effective leadership.
Effective leadership, positive restructuring of mind.
How does Ubani close?
I'm kneeling down for Nigerians, and that is a fact. I'm kneeling down for Nigerians for this issue of restructuring. I have sat down, and I have looked around. I discovered that this is a country that is not working. Nigeria is going nowhere. If we continue with this structure, the way Nigeria is presently constituted, in 200 years' time, I keep on saying the people will still gather. Our children will gather over television. Maybe John's children also will be the moderator, and we'll still be talking about Nigeria. There is no other way, sir. There is no other way. I'm not in a position.
I know what I did for this government. The only way this country can move forward, and I'm begging, is only restructure this country. If Nigeria is restructured for efficiency, and I'm very happy that larger percentage of Nigerians are coming to that realization that Nigeria is not working, and the only way for Nigeria to work is for us to tinker with the structure. Let more powers be devolved to the federating units, and let them control their resources. That is the only way to go. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way.
Okay, all right. Let me thank Jide Johnson for coming.
Nigeria will yield thee, our old dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Okay. Hassan Abdulaziz, I thank you for your time.
Qualitative leadership, the only way to go.
No
A
less so.
restructured country with leadership will move this country forward.
Monday Obani, mine is, in closing,
yes, sir.
You think about this country in your quiet moments, and I wonder how we missed our way. Is the answer going back so we can go ahead? But over and above everything else, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. And I'm done. Yori will be here tomorrow morning. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.